Hello, this is my pitch for Agent Beta, a 3D, top-down perspective, stealth parody game that makes the player pick up and hide bodies that another character makes, all while trying to stay within a short time limit. Like most stealth games, Agent Beta emphasizes hiding from enemies and hiding any evidence of the player's location at all times. But the player must also make sure they are able to complete varying short-term objectives before time runs out, and the player is either discovered or left behind by the other character. The enemy in Agent Beta are patrolling guards, who are trying to keep the player and the character the player is following out of their base. Each level starts with Agent Beta, the player, following the other character, the super secret agent. Eventually, the super secret agent character comes across a guard who is unaware of his surroundings. The super secret agent then stealth kills the guard and leaves the body. The player must pick up that body and find a hiding spot to stash it, and then return to the super secret agent before the agent decides to leave. In order to pick up a body, the player must first stand next to the body and press the pickup button. Once the body is in the player's hands, the player must go find a hiding spot to stash the body. If the player is discovered at any time, the player loses. If guards discover a body, even without the player there, the player loses. Hiding spots are identified by an icon that appears in the upper right portion of the screen when the player enters the area of a hiding spot. Not putting an obvious icon on the level leaves the boundaries of a hiding spot up for the player's interpretation, and also adds to the difficulty. At first, the player will be able to easily find hiding spots for bodies, but as the player advances through levels, hiding spots will become more and more scarce, and the amount of bodies to hide will increase. If the player manages to hide all the bodies and can keep up with the super secret agent, the player beats the level and gets experience points. If the player levels up, the player can increase one of three stats: hiding, speed, and carrying capacity. Increasing stats is vital to completing the harder levels. Decisions that the player will have to make are where to hide bodies, where to sneak when avoiding the guards, and which stats to improve when leveling up. Since this is a parody game of all stealth games, it is purposefully made to be similar to all stealth games. What separates Agent Beta and makes it special is the fact that the player doesn't control the super secret agent. Instead, the player follows the diva-like super secret agent around and cleans up after him. The fact that the player isn't the leading secret agent is a big risk, since players will expect to be the main decision maker in the game. We will have to design the game in a way that makes the player feel like the centerpiece to the game, yet also the super secret agent's assistant. Another risk for the game is the parody genre. Parody games almost rely on the humor inside the game to add inherent value. Humor is always tricky to play with, since the number of varying senses of humor is vast. If we're too heavy-handed with our parody humor, the game will seem cheesy and overdone. If we're too subtle with the humor, the player may miss the fact that we're making a parody at all and see the game as a serious attempt at a stealth game. We want the player to take their role as Agent Beta seriously, but who knows what will happen with the super secret agent in charge. Thank you for your time.
Created using Powtoon.